Today at Level Up, we're gonna learn about clips on smartphones and controllers. Yeah, clips. Not that one though. More videos like this one? That's easy. I have some here to exemplify any one for you that can be the best for you. Something really cool. You know, when we are playing on your smartphone and you want to play with controllers that you love, can be your console controllers, can be any other controller you love. But how do you bundle them together in a way that they fit good? It's easy. You use clips, just like this one. Get out though. Clips are super cool. They are cheap, easy to install, and they work perfectly. But actually, there's a lot of catches that are gonna show you which clip works better for the kind of smartphone you have, or which kind of clip for which kind of controller make more sense. There's a lot of solutions, so I'll not try to review every solution on the market, but I'll give you the direction which you should look for when buying your clips for your smartphone. So let me show how clips works in a very simple way. This is a Stadia controller for Google Stadia. I love Google Stadia, right? And I'm using this controller with clips. And this is the official Stadia clip you can buy on Google website store. So it's pretty much like this. You're gonna put like your clips like this. And it fits perfectly, have all the holes for the Stadia, another hole here for the headphones, and you're gonna add your smartphone here. So pretty basic. You get your smartphone, you do this, and you do this, and there you go. You have your controller here and your smartphone here, so you can play on the go with the controller you love most. In this case, I'm using Stadia, but it's just to show you. I will show you other controllers and other approaches that may make sense to you. So that's pretty much how the clips works with a smartphone and a controller. So clips will be super comfortable, easy to use. Actually, I love them. How this changes your game? There are many kinds of clips on the market, and I have some here just to exemplify for you, but believe me, any one can be the best for you. And also I'm gonna show you something really cool, but more by the end of the video. Oof. Well, clips are perfect for gaming. They are made for it. So every time you use the clips, you have to have in mind that any clip can fit you. Some are better depending on the kind of smartphone you have or the kind of controller you have. Some are worse, and you have to look very closely before you buy yours. Although they are very cheap, believe me, you want to buy the right one on the first try. Okay, so where is my clips? You again? So the first one, for those who love Stadia, this is the Stadia controller and this is the clips of Stadia, okay? It's really official Stadia clip. And as you can see, it has the holes here, perfect hole here, perfect hole here. And it's really well done plastic with metal brackets. And this is very sturdy, you know? Can you hear? Some noisy. It's sturdy. Those rubber pads, they go down here and up here. So rubber pads are super important. They really protect the phone, especially on the edges. Have this in mind. Since this is an official Stadia clip that I bought on the Google store, on the Stadia store, they fit perfectly, right? But doesn't mean this is the best clip you can have for your smartphone. Let me show you why. Here with me, I have ROG Phone 3. This is my daily driver. The thing is, ROG Phone 3 is one of the few smartphones that are certified to run with Stadia, right? And you bought the Stadia controller. There's no other way to play Stadia without the Stadia controller. And you want to use the Stadia controller, no matter wireless or wired, with smartphone, right? You got the clips, official one, or official certified smartphone. But something happens, and let me show what happened. Okay, so when I love the clip. This clip is very good, but check this, guys. When you put the clip here, you see the power button? Is this orangish button. Then we have the volume button. So volume button, power button. When I put it here, the power button is pressed. You keep pressing, you see? And this is super annoying because if you keep pressing for longer, it will shut down any smartphone. So because this is like a flat surface, it presses buttons no matter what. Even with this kind of room here, this area here, like look how it behaves. It will press buttons no matter what. So now it's pressing a button again. So the only solution here is to remove or move the phone to the side so the button's not touched, right? As you can see, it's not balanced, right? It's not in the middle. But another thing that somehow annoys me on the beginning, later I get used to it, is that the way they did it, the clip, the phone, it's hovering over the controller. And when you are playing, it covers, look at that. It covers completely the buttons. So you don't have the reference, you don't have the view somehow or peripheral view of which buttons you are pressing somehow or where is your finger is located, because if you are playing, you can't see what you are pressing. That somehow annoys me. I gotta use it after with the Stadia clip and Stadia controller, but somehow annoying. Another one that I love is the 8-bit DO gamepad. I love this controller. It's a wireless, wired Type-C. I have many videos in this channel that I show and talk about this big boy here. I love this one. But the thing is, very compact, retro style like the Super NES style. But what about clipping? Well, it was designed to receive clipping for the very early stage. As you can see, there is some like areas that can connect, right? On the bottom and here and in the other side, some small areas to connect. And this is the clip. This is the clip for the 8-bit DO. And it's very straightforward. You connect the clip here. Very simple, very low profile. You see? And you also have rubber pads, not in the whole area, but here and here you have rubber pads, and this is plastic. So this is not metal, but no weird noise. There's no weird noise like springs. You just feel like there's a good pressure. Now let me show you this on the same smartphone, the ROG3. Okay, so here is the 8-bit DO gamepad. So you have a better view here with a little bit more of details, the rubber pads I mentioned, how it fits perfectly. See that? Fits perfectly in all sides. It doesn't change anything, like you don't feel under your hands, you feel like perfect to play. And when you do it, it's easier to connect. But look at that, I feel easier to connect. Same problem I had before. The same problem I had before. Here, the problem is way worse because I feel way more the unbalancing of doing this. It's really, really bad though. So it's a little bit weird, you know, because I want to play with that controller, but I cannot play using this clip because if I do it again like this, or if I try to put in between the volume and the power button, kind of turn off the whole device. So there's no way. It will press the button. It will press the button. There is no room or space for that, right? And because it's flat, it will press the button. And I feel really frustrated about this. But there is a lot of room, even if it's a bigger phone. The same for the Stadia one. This is more sturdy, but not too much room. You see, to fit, there's not too much room. And this one, there is way more room. You can see way more room, easier to connect, but it's really, this unbalancing really kills me. One thing you probably notice, this style, it's better to play than this style of clippings. And the reason why is because this is like in front of the buttons. This one, no. When you play, you have freedom to see your hand and the buttons right away. Check this. So you can see it. You can see where your hand is, which button you are. your hand moving distracts you, so probably this will not be the best clipping for you, but I love to have the reference where my fingers are. You know, somehow it makes me more comfortable. But it's so unbalanced. Look at this. Look how much product goes here. If I hold with one hand, like this, it starts falling because it's a heavy phone. And a gaming phone, it's a heavy phone. Any gaming phone. Or any decent game phone. So, like, the 8-bit DO controller is amazing. The clips for it, it's a shame somehow. But one good thing about the 8-bit DO, it can fit many other products. It's this ability. You can remove this anytime. Put in your pocket and take with you in your pocket as a low profile. And then we want to play again. You just connect this and you can play. And this is super good. You know why? Because even though this is very well fit, if I just want to remove this, I will not damage the body of this controller. And that's something that on the official Stadia clip, it's happening. Look at that. Every time I have to remove, it's very tight. And then it's creating this problem. Like, it's starting to make a lot of scratches because this thing will go like this, you know, to fit. So it scratches the back of my controller. And this is my Founder's controller, and it starts to get scratched. You can see like a line here, right? And the same here. You can feel like there's some marks. Start to have some marks. And I don't like that somehow it's damaging the controller, you know. I don't like that. But it's happening because every time I have to remove this, it will damage. There's no other way. Check this. If I try to put it, this is the best way I found so far to put it. You can hear the noise. And I tried several times, and even if I do like this, so removing is painful. But when you connect, you hear that? Feels like something gonna break. That's the feeling I have sometimes. I'm putting so much pressure to make it happen, and believe me, I try several ways to put it in and put it out. This is the best way you can do it. Hold here, do like this. I always have the feeling that someday this will break, but so far so good. Now, because I have the ROG Phone 3, and because you know I'm very close to Asus guys, right? They send me this. Yes, the ROG clips. So let's do a quick unboxing here. Why not? Guys, look at that. In one box, the ROG clips will come with Xbox, Stadia, and PS4. So you have the 3 models for the original Xbox controller, Stadia controller, and PS4. And here, they send to you 2 cables to help you. So I like this because they are really small cables, and that's what I need, the small cables. I don't want like huge cables, you know, like hanging around the controller, make no sense. The huge cables are perfect, the small cables are perfect. And I sent those 2 cables, like Type-C on one side, and the other side Type-C, and the other one is the micro USB, which is really good. Good to have options. One thing about those controllers, because you can change from one to another, you're gonna see the shapes for the controller. So this is like for the controller. Oh, I have to remove this. You are welcome. So this is the PS4 controller. You can see like it's a little bit wider, and they send like this. So this will fit here, right? And you have like all the connections for that. Let's start with the Stadia one. Okay, since this is the Stadia one, you're gonna notice that there is like the right holes, right? You're gonna get the Stadia controller and we're gonna compare here. And I like the ROG style and everything. It's pretty sick. So now they sent to us some screws. Yeah, some screws. And also this thing. And I'll explain to you how these things works. So So those are the screws we have. It's really metal, which is good, and plastic on the tip. So it's metal and plastic together. So the idea is you're gonna use this plate to connect this part. So this will be like the down part, and you're gonna put like the screw on the right side. So they have different shapes, and this has a more like flat areas. So you know which screw should go in each area, which is really cool, right? Very easy. Okay, so now I just set up the clip. You see it's a very, very professional clip. And because you have these adjusting parts here, right? I can unscrew, loosen a little bit, position where I want. There's some steps. And I can screw again, and then I have the right position, the right angle I want. It's really, really, really nice the way it's built. So let's see how it does. Removing the Stadia clip. This is the original Stadia clip I bought from the Google store. Let me remove it. I always feel bad about this. And now let's see how it connects. Oh. Actually, it fits perfectly, right? Look at that. Look at that. Hole is here, everything is here. Let's see the controller with the ROG phone. Let's see how this goes together. Oh man, that's so good. That's really good. So look at that. So now I can play on the Stadia controller with the right clips in any angle I want, and because it's not flat, it has brackets, it will be right in the middle, will be balanced. This is super cool. This is really, this is what I need. So when you're looking for clips, you have to look for clips that has those brackets instead of flat stuff, especially because you never know when you change your phone, and maybe a different phone you buy in the future may have this buttons configuration. You don't want to have problems, but another thing that I like, I can do this, bring it here, and I can do this, bring it here, and changing these angles. This is so versatile. This is so flexible in terms of what you can do. I will put now the phone here. Right? So now the phone is here in this position, and I still can see my fingers, but now the balance is better. Check this. Check how I could positioning the clipping in a way that I feel it's balanced, and I can see my fingers, and I can control the angle, any angle I want, because I just lose a little bit here or lose a little bit here, and I can positioning any way I want. This clip is really, really, really dope. You can positioning any way you want. This is super cool. And I love the idea that I can have the hovering if I want. I can be more aggressive here and change this to go really, really low, like the maximum can get close to the controller, which is really interesting. And also I can change here, lose this a little bit, and make this even more like flat to my face. Look at that. Look at these, boys. Look at that. So this is closer configuration to the original Stadia clip, because it's now hovering over. I lose the upper buttons. I can still see the A, and I can still see a half of the directional button, but look at that. And it's super balanced, super balanced. I love this. I love this. I love this. And another thing is, let's say, this is also good. You know, one thing that I didn't show, let me show this. This is really good. There is plastic here. I don't know if it's inside, there is metal, but the tension, it's similar to the 8-bit dough, this one. The tension. Maybe 8-bit though is a little bit more stronger. But this one is very soft, but it holds the phone perfectly. And there is rubber pads here. And also very tiny rubber pads on the top, so it won't damage your phone. This is really cool. I really love the details that they put on those clips. So we have to look for those stuff, you know. Another thing I noticed, it's way easier to remove from the Stadia controller. Check this. Oh, but do the sound just like the other. I hate that. Look at that. This is the clip itself. And if I want to go to another clip, PlayStation or the Xbox one, so there's different holes. You can see like the PlayStation has a hole in the front and a big hole in the back, and the size is totally different. Check that. So you have for the main controllers available in the market in terms of original controllers you have with your console. And I can tell you, like, I love this. Okay, so another test that I want to do, it's using a generic case for the ROG Phone 3. Let's see how this comes out and if it fits perfectly. Because I don't want to remove my case all the time. And guess what? It works perfectly with the case. So those brackets here, they're really good. They give the space you need to play the game with Stadia controller or any other, because you just remove this part, this upper part, and you put in the other controllers using the same bases. So you don't need to remove the bases all the time. You can just remove this upper part here, screw it out, and put in another controller if you wish, which is good. It's not practical as the 8-bit though, but on the other hand, if you are traveling, if you want to take this with you, you at least can lose this, right? And you can make like a little bit more flat, lose this one, and make way more flat. So that's the flattest you can get. Fit better. It's not the same thing as the 8-bit though. I still believe that 8-bit though in terms of portability or taking in your backpack or in your pocket, you just go and you remove here and it's done. I think that's the best solution in terms of portability. I love this solution, but in the other hand, this is the best clip for the Stadia controller. In my case, although this is good, this is perfect for my phone, the ROG Phone 3. And I would say because the brackets in the top, because this one is flat, this is the original Stadia, it's flat, and this one has those two small brackets arms here. This is the best solution to avoid hitting the power button all the time and find the right location for the perfect balance with your smartphone, and you're gonna have beautiful gaming sessions. Did you level up your knowledge about clips on gaming smartphones? I hope you did it. Keep tuned for more videos like this here on The Gamer Changer. See you soon, folks.